Call me Cool Cucumber Andy. I'm not worried about the time today. I'm just enjoying. I'm marching pieces up. I'm attacking pieces. I'm trading pieces. End up coming out on top with this one and reaching the highest elo that I have ever reached on chess.com. Let's jump into it. Praise God for another beautiful day to play some chess, guys. We're back to 1067. I've played a few games offline. I feel like I should almost take this just because if he takes and I get to take, he just kind of is giving me the center. If I do this and he takes, if I do this and he takes, I get to take, but I can't take this. It's kind of a, wait a minute. If I do, no, I don't know if this makes sense. Does it make sense to push up? And then if he takes, I get to take. And if he challenges, I could just put this dark bishop over here. And then if he does this dark bishop, when he takes, I take. I don't think this makes sense. We're just gonna develop a knight. I don't understand what this opening is. We're just developing a knight because that makes a little bit more sense. I don't even know what this opening is from black. I've never seen it before in my life. I'm confused. I am scared. Everything hurts. Okay. We should probably do this because we do if I do this, we like mess this up. So we're gonna do that and just pre-move this. I think that makes sense to do. Okay. He can't take this still. We could do this now. Okay, so now pushing this pawn up. If he takes, I get to take. We threaten his knight, and this knight is in the way. He could castle, but we can also like this. He has to if he closes it, then I just take this. I think this makes sense now. 1, 2, we just do this. He can do this, but we just take. Okay, now we can do this. If he decides to take, that doesn't make any sense yet. But we can protect this isolated pawn. We can protect the isolated pawn. I could castle the other direction and just start throwing pawns toward his king. I actually think I like that. I think I like castling the opposite direction and just start throwing as many pawns as I can towards his king. Seems good, seems okay, seems all right. Is it the best plan in the entire world? I don't know, but as of right now, it's the direction we're going. It's the thing that we're doing. He hasn't really developed any pieces, and I have developed 5 of my pieces. He technically has like 3 pieces developed, but this knight is back to where it started. We could absolutely attack this, even if he brings this out. Then we do this, I think, or something. We should probably attack this. It's just gonna wreck. Yeah, like if we do this, he's wrecking his structure. If he opens this side up, this doesn't make a lot of sense. We could do this to this. I think makes sense right now. Let's do this to this. We're just gonna start throwing some pawns in his general direction. I think it's good. Probably not a terrible idea to actually take control of this open file. If I'm being completely honest, probably not a terrible idea. However, if he jumps over and I jump over and then he takes, then I get to take and my queen is still here, so he can't really threaten. Also pretty okay. I'm not 100%. This guy's 1084. He probably knows more than I do. I'm just some guy really just pushing some pawns up at this point. Like I'm just looking to do some pawn pushing. We don't want to lose this. I feel like if we come up here, or we could just come over here. If he decides to take, I'll just take. Everything is very even then. I like it. I think it's good. This game's going pretty well. Let's take a break for the verse of the day. Today's verse comes from Galatians chapter 4, and it is verse 7. So you are no longer a slave, but God's child. And since you are his child, God made you also an heir. I think this is incredible. It doesn't mean that we are on the same level as Jesus, but just like Jesus, as Christians, we are heirs to his kingdom. It's very encouraging that he says we're no longer a slave. There's a lot of like slavery to sin and righteousness talk, but this verse specifically says we are no longer a slave to sin specifically. We are now heirs to the kingdom of God. I think that's really cool. I think it's really amazing. Galatians is a short book in the Bible. I just finished reading it, but it's really awesome. If you got a Bible and you've never read it before, highly recommend it. Now let's get back into this chess match. He could come over here. He could come over here. This doesn't really do anything. If he comes over here, then I could take. If he decides to take, this is still protected. I think we're doing just fine. We can push this up. If we push this up, if like he decided, yeah, we should just push up, because if he takes, I can take, there's nothing open over here. I think that works. I think that's fine. I think it's okay. Yeah, so now he just runs away because he's scared. He's a scared little baby child. And now I can target his knight again. His knight could come over here. He gets taken. Here he gets taken. Here he does not get taken. He re-threatens this. But then I could take this pawn, and when he takes, I can actually threaten him here, and he has to move backwards. Here, if he moves, I'm gonna do this. I don't know if this is good, but we're gonna see what happens, because this is open, but I actually just don't care. Now I can, if I do this, putting him into check, he either moves over or he takes. And if he takes, I can put him not back into check because I'm dumb, but I could take and then he takes, and now this is actually kind of blocked again. So I actually don't mind that. He could take here, but he doesn't. But he doesn't, because why would he? Now we can do this, and we can target this when we push this pawn up. Guys, we can push this pawn up, and we can target his other rook. I think that works right now. That kind of works right now, guys. We should probably look at moving the king over, but there's really nothing scary. There's really nothing bad happening right now, as far as I can tell. Okay, so he wants to attack me here. He wants to attack me here, which is understandable. I can get behind why he is doing that. If I push back and he goes here, then what? Like if I take and he takes, we're just kind of losing a piece for nothing. If I move over here, he still does this, but then I can target his rook. And if he does this, then I can bring my queen up, maybe? He does this. Oh, I still have this open too. Let's do this to this. We got to move a little bit quicker. We're taking a little bit of time, but everything's pretty even right now. Once he moves here, yeah, we're just going to do this. We're targeting the rook, so the rook has to move. This is still protected. His queen is kind of just vibing. He will most likely, okay, he does not, so that's fine. We can't do this. I almost like the idea of pushing this up, and if he takes, then I get to take. I'm gonna push this up. If he pushes up, then he does, but if he takes, I can actually put him into check, and then I can take this. Ooh, I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, he pushes up. That's perfectly fine. I think that's great and wonderful, and I'm happy for him. We could do something like this. Doesn't make a lot of sense right now. If we do this and he takes and then I take, if we do this and he does this, I can't do that, but then I can do that. So let's push this pawn up. If he decides to take, I will just take back and then we threaten this bishop. If he decides to push up, then, okay, he does take. I should have just threatened, but whatever, that's fine. I literally walked myself through that, but that's okay. We can push this pawn up now too. This is also hanging. That seems pretty good also, because then what can we do? We're protecting this pawn after that. We are protecting this pawn after that. Can also just push up like here and then something like this. That also seems pretty good. Could do, I'm gonna just take the free pawn. There's no reason not to take a free pawn from what I can tell. It stops his knight from getting over here as well. Not that his knight was necessarily going to do that, but now he can't. That seems pretty good. This is hanging, but as soon as we push this pawn up with it, we're good. Oh, if we push this pawn up though, this happens. That becomes super, super sad, super not great. If I let him take this, okay, wait a minute. Hold up. Everybody just chill. Everybody chill. Because if we do this and he takes, I can take, and then we can do something like this. Could also put him into check, but he's got two of these bad boys here. If I take this, he has to take with this. And then once that happens, I've got options. I feel like I have options. If I take and then he takes, I can do this. If he takes it, then he hangs his queen. And if he doesn't, then I am protecting this, and I could get like a rook involved here or something. Let's see what he does, because he's going to take here, obviously. I think we're going to put the knight up here. He might take with this, which I just think would be absolutely insane. Just like absolute lunacy if that was the case. Because right now we're ahead. We're going to be behind by technically a pawn. But yeah, now if we do like this, we could also just push up. If we just push up, that works too. He could do something like this, but then I can move over. That's pretty good. Seems all right. Instead of losing another pawn, we are just kind of maintaining a little bit of dominance. We can also put him into check, and if he takes, we get a premium piece. Also seems pretty good. We can put him into check now. Okay, he's just letting me put him into check. He can't defend it with the queen. Also seems pretty good now, not gonna lie. Okay, we could do this. That doesn't seem to be very helpful, but we can put him into check here with the rook. That does seem pretty good. Can't move here. He could move backwards, but if he does move backwards, that just becomes absolute checkmate. If he moves over here, now I can do check, and he needs to stop it, and then I take, and then if he takes, I get to take, because I've got 2 pieces protecting this. So if I do check, he can't move here, he can't move here, so he needs to take it. And then if I take, he can't take. Yeah, we're gonna put him into check. I think this works. I think this is fine. I think that this is fine. We're lining some stuff up. Okay, now if we do this, he could move here. We're just gonna take, he can't take. He could move, but he can't do anything here. He can't take this. He jumps over. We are actually just gonna put him into check. He can't take, he can't move or move. I'm just gonna put him into check. He can't move up, he could move over. If he moves over, I think that this just becomes mate now, because this is protected, he can't move here. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen, we have achieved the highest ELO rating ever on the channel, 1075, with 4 greats, 8 bests, 6 excellents. Let's take a look at this game review. I don't know if you guys noticed, I was cool, I was calm, I was collected. I didn't even care about the clock because I just knew. I just had a feeling we were gonna come out victorious. No blunders on my side, 1100 rating from my performance, 70% accuracy. My opponent put on the ink only playing at a 55% accuracy. Let's take a look at this bad boy. So everything here is book. This was actually the best move to develop the knight over here, which is good. Once that little bishop trade happens, that's fine. Taking back was good. Him moving backwards made a lot of sense. Instead of this, we actually should have just pushed the pawn up. So if we push the pawn up and he decides to take, I guess it just becomes a hanging pawn. So you can take that. It's not the best. It's actually better to develop. And then you probably, I mean, he doesn't want to do that. He would want to castle. I understand. I get it. Okay, I get it. Whoa, we're way too far ahead here. After he castles, my castling was also not great. Your best move is to force an isolated pawn. So pushing this up, forcing these isolated pawns over here. I think I get it. I think I understand the reason. Not a mistake, but there was something better to do. So it really wants me to push this pawn up. For whatever reason, it just really wants me to be pushing that pawn up. Pushing my pawns up, not super great. This was good, moving back. So he actually should have initiated this trade. So if he initiates the trade and I take the trade, his next move is to just keep developing after that, which is interesting. I'm not sure if I totally understand, but I'm not going to claim to be better than the chess robot algorithm machines that live in my computer, the little gremlins that make everything go. After this, a couple of minor inaccuracies. When we take and he takes back with the pawn. See, I noticed this. I was like, oh, if he does that, that's actually not great. I'm still in a winning position, but it's not the best. I would have probably just pushed this pawn up to threaten him. If he goes back, we're kind of back into a position of, hey, we can just keep on pushing pawns. Seems to be pretty good. So what ends up happening is he takes with the pawn. I should have actually threatened or centralized my rook, which makes sense. It kind of finishes up the development, right? There's an opportunity to do it, stops the rook from progressing, and we finish that development completely. Pushing up here was fine. This was another inaccuracy. It wants me to finish the development. Of course, that makes sense. This, whoa, that's not what I wanted to do at all. I want to see if I had done this, That's an okay move because if he takes, I get to take back with this pawn. So that was the other idea that I was having. And the other option is he like literally just completely closes his queen off from being able to do anything. And then you do centralize the rook, because once you do this, that becomes a bit of a problem. So this is all looking great. Like obviously no major blunders. My opponent here blundering the pawn. They made a mistake. Their queen is now lost. That is because once I initiate this, oh, so instead of pushing up, I should have done this. Why would he do? He's not in check. I feel like most people would maybe do something like this. And now if this happens, you get to put him into check. He has to move over. Oh, and then you could do something like this and the game is over. I understand. Okay, so that's why he has to move the king. Then you put him over here and then he has to move. He could move this way. Does that blunder it? Oh, because you end up doing this. Oh no, that's like major bad. Wait, what? Oh, I understand. I understand. I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting it. Okay. We had the right idea, at least. Pushing this pawn up to stop everything was not the right idea. Bit of a miss, but overall, it did lead to the sequence of being able to checkmate the king. And I'm actually pretty happy. We had a couple pawns on the other end of the board. We were able to scooch them over and just kind of finalize all of the attacking ideas that we had. So overall, a great game, and it gets us to the highest elo we've ever achieved on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope God blesses you in the rest of your day today. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.